Welcome to Honest Trailer Commentaries. I don't know what camera I'm on right now. This
middle
one?
one? Middle one?
Who's to say?
It's the middle one.
Trust me, I'm here with Lon. If you can't see, there he
is. I'm also here.
Yeah, we're back in studio.
Look at this.
Still set up for a gaming thing, but like I said, life's a game. Play it.
I am a hardcore gamer, as you know. So this is very pro. I feel right at home here.
Lon just put down the sticks.
I was like Beat Saber before this. I was in a hardcore Beat Saber session.
You could not have named a more casual game, but whatever. We're on Trailer Commentaries. We're going to talk about M3GAN today. We're going to go with a little My Little Terminator. We're going to talk about our thoughts behind this 90-minute feature film. We're going to take your questions, so keep those coming in the chat. We'll show you some deleted scenes, and then we'll tease you with next week's big old trailer. That's gonna be a big one. Yeah. And shout out to Danielle, who's not feeling so well today. Sorry she couldn't be here.
She helped us. Do not take this as implying that she didn't help us write.
She helped us write this.
Was a huge help in terms of the making of it.
I need to add her to the credits. Bailey Myers also sent in some jokes. Fandom Zone. But we're here, Lon and Spenny. We're talking. I got my squirt. Lon's got his
traditional coffee for me.
Yeah,
but I do a little bit of squirt in it.
Oh, good. Yeah, I always like to spike it.
It was like a little
sparkling grapefruit
dash of squirt.
Sorry.
That set you off. That was it. Just a dash of squirt in my coffee. Start the day.
Sorry.
It's like the people who put butter in coffee. It's a little unconventional, but
I would figure you're more into cream than squirt, but. You know,
listen,
there's two types. There's two types of
effervescent rush of grapefruit along with your coffee.
What are we talking about? M3GAN.
M3GAN.
Yeah. I guess the reason we're goofing around is like there's not much to this movie, and I liked it. It's a goofy horror comedy. It riffs on parenting and screen time, as we were talking about before we started.
Just all of our over-reliance on technology and how it's seeped into sort of every corner of our
lives. We've had a million Evil Doll movies through Annabelle's and Chucky's and stuff like that. But I thought, it's the details that got me. I thought the design of M3GAN, just her really face that she would give people cracked me up. The rampage, the mini rampage at the end was stupid.
I think you're getting to what I thought too, which is it's funny, it's clever. I think M3GAN is a great character. Like I feel like the real find here is M3GAN as a concept, as a character is very funny. The movie kind of drags for about 20-30 minutes until we get M3GAN, because it's like a long time of her being designed, and I didn't really care that much. And then, but once M3GAN shows up and she starts being herself, it's good and it's funny and it's very entertaining. I do think the horror elements don't work as well because it really feels like, and I think this is what happened, but it really feels like an R-rated movie that was intended to be more like a slasher thing that then got like.
You can tell this is missing 2 or 3 kills.
And even the kills that happen are like, we get those like cut away at the key moment, or like the person's being stabbed right below frame.
Yeah, I don't need to see giblets flying. I just mean that like there are like the psychiatrist, the therapist. Yeah, she just disappears. And I assume she was killed in an earlier version, but she just stops showing up in the movie.
Listen, I'm not saying I'm a gore hound and everything has to be Terrifier 2. Like I get it. Like this movie could have been PG-13 but it's the way that if it's made to be PG-13 and you're directing the scenes knowing that you're going to do it that way, I think there are ways to make it more suspenseful and thrilling.
No, I just mean that there's like a certain rhythm to horror movies where it's like, even if they're comedy, like Scream, it's like jokey scene, relationship scene, killed scene. I'm hearing myself.
Ooh, yeah, we're hearing ourselves in our cans.
Remix. Yeah. Regardless, let's stop and start as we go and head on into the honest trailer for M3GAN.
You've seen her blow up on TikTok, pop up in flash mobs, and give talk show hosts a nervous breakdown. Now,
that Drew Barrymore clip, you sent me the whole thing. Yeah. I recommend everybody stop this, or after this.
You can watch it.
And then watch Drew Barrymore as M3GAN.
Yeah.
Just absolutely have a breakdown on camera.
She's doing a full interview segment with Allison Williams about the movie, and the bit is, okay, Drew will dress up and be Megan for the interview, which is a funny bit, and she's doing it, but I don't know, there's something very unsettling about her performance as well that I can't put my finger on.
She should be the next Megan.
Oh, I absolutely feel like this is Drew Barrymore's audition for M3GAN, and we should put her in there for sure. She's earned her spot.
It's like you can't even script it because her fake contact lens starts drifting, so she looks like a broken robot.
And Allison Williams kind of like, you could tell that she got a little bit of a download before the show. Like, listen, Drew's got it. She loved the movie. She's going to be in costume. Just go with it. But she doesn't really know how to react or engage. Like, it wasn't really rehearsed. It's so great. It's really wonderful.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, keep going.
Catch Megan in her big screen debut that proves the only success that means anything in Hollywood these days is starting a viral dance craze. This is exactly what Black Adam was missing.
So, pause.
M3GAN.
All right, I just had an idea for a Screen Junkie show. Is we create the dances for the movies that didn't get them.
Yes, I love
like
this.
the My Dinner with Andre.
Yeah,
the Pelican Brief. I'm just trying to think of movies that don't.
What a title to pull out of the archive. That's
wouldn't get a dance.
Yeah, no, I think for sure Pelican Brief.
Let us know in the comments what movie that would never get a viral dance.
Nixon, the dance.
You can do a Nixon. Yeah. So yeah, keep those coming in the chat for what movies should get dances.
Need their own dance.
And then we'll get like a crew, like some studio in the valley to choreograph it and dress up. Done. Oh, new show. You heard it here first.
I realized I left out there was one more pop culture recent viral dance. The She-Hulk twerking was another
That's
one.
right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she didn't invent it.
She didn't invent it. It wasn't
People
coined
twerked
by
long
She-Hulk,
before Tatiana Maslany.
You're right.
Anyways, let's keep going.
R didn't invent dancing with your suspenders. Don't cut that.
Get ready for Megan, the newest toy sensation from Funky. She's dressed like Teddy Ruxpin to Sephora. She's programmed to Meg-splain.
Experts say the preferred method is to give your child the choice. It's called the division of responsibility.
And she's generally an off-putting little creep that no child would feel safe sleeping next to.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
After getting her salad tossed on girls, Allison Williams is back, and this Nepo baby has a message for the haters. Life isn't fair, and it's not fun to root for her.
I came into this with a big head start, and I feel like it's totally okay to admit that.
Huh, that's a pretty honest take, actually.
So
she's playing Jeb.
I'm so sad Danielle's not here. Should we wade into Nepo baby discourse, or do we not
That was really her department, but yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think this is all people want from the Nepo baby discourse. I think people always misread it. The celebrities always think it's more of an attack, like we're saying you don't deserve to be famous, Jamie Lee Curtis, and I don't think anybody feels
deserves
that
to be
way.
famous. Oh, right. Does anybody deserve to be famous?
That's true. Everybody and nobody deserves to be famous. I do think that's true. But it's like nobody's saying Kate Hudson shouldn't be a movie star. I think everybody likes Kate Hudson. I like Kate Hudson, but we would just like. We just want that humility and to like be real about
doors
it.
were opened for you, and you had to walk through them yourself, but the doors were open.
Right.
They left the door open. They left the key under the mat.
We just don't want to hear that denial, like, no, I had to earn my own sheer grit.
I had to audition.
Right.
I'm sure they didn't know whose kid you were.
Yeah, I think that's what everybody is sort of tired of hearing. It's not that, that it's unacceptable to be Jack Quaid, because, look, Jack Quaid's good. I like Jack Quaid.
I was gonna stupidly ask who's Jack Quaid?
Dennis Quaid, Meg Ryan. Those are his
not Randy. That's a shame.
No, sadly he's Dennis and Meg's boy.
I have some good Nepo baby audition story from a previous job that I'll tell on off camera.
Hey.
All right, keep going.
A woman who's really more of a Karen.
Have you seen this dog? It is a monster. I'm chasing it off of my property every other day.
This girl boss will try anything to avoid parenting her orphan niece, except hire a human nanny, like a normal rich white lady. But Gemma's got her hands full as Spunky's hotshot toy designer / lead programmer / robotics engineer / marketing department.
She's more than just a toy. She's part of the family.
That's good.
/ girl who builds fighting mechs for fun. See that, Gen Z? You have to work at being a psycho.
You just lost your sister.
And we spent $100,000.
Want to generate sympathy for a kid fast, but don't know how to write? Try killing off their parents in a car
It's
crash.
always the slow-mo roll. You know, the car always flips.
There's a lot of these.
I know that road.
Pause. I think it's so funny that in the Pokemon one, it's like, and Mewtwo killed my parents.
Yeah, because I put together that list of like, here's a bunch of the recent ones. Shazam was the one that jumped out immediately at me. And I put that one in there, and then we had a little like Slack discussion of like, does this count? Because it's only one parent, and technically he doesn't die. His soul ends up in a Pikachu. like what is life? I'm in my 40s, folks. This is ridiculous.
There's a lot of others where, the main character. There's just so many inciting car crashes in a kid's life in film.
Well, this is like the fantasy superhero version of the trope. It's kind of a trope that extends through, because also like I've been watching a lot of like Nordic noirs and mysteries, and those also have a lot of like, the killer was orphaned as a boy, and now he's getting vengeance because you caused the car accident. You know, like there's one of those, I think, Department Q movies where that's the twist.
I was just trying to stretch to think if there was any way we could play Brad Pitt getting doubly whomped in Meet Joe Black.
Meet Joe Black, which is a classic all-timer clip, but no,
it doesn't quite fit.
Not quite.
Yeah.
There's not a boy who's orphaned by it.
Yeah. All right, keep going.
Like with Gemma's niece, Katie. Because I guess being careless with deadly machines runs in her family.
We should have put chains on the car.
Together, Katie, Gemma, and M3GAN will play a wicked game of Who's the Mommy?
M3GAN, turn off.
Are you sure?
Until it finally erupts in an extremely mild third-act rampage, packed with fewer on-screen kills than a Dragon Ball Z dub.
Look, I can see their parachutes. They're okay.
Because the most hard-hitting cuts in this horror movie were the ones they made to make it PG-13. Oh, good. Every main character lived. See you in M3GAN. So leave the kids at home with an iPad and enjoy a 90-minute finger wag at parents who leave their kids at home with an iPad in what's basically the fourth Pinocchio movie to come out.
Well, first of all, actually play this clip because it's my favorite part of the whole trailer.
Out in the last 12 months. With a little bit to say about.
I hope we can put that over every movie for 2023. Skitty, skitty, skitty. But does this movie go over the line, or is it fair in its judgment of parents who give their kids screens, to raise them, or at least to babysit them, or to buy themselves some time? You were saying that you think it's too harsh on parents who do that. It's a little.
I think the one saving grace that gets them out of it is, I think most movies, the girl, Katie, I think she would have been like kind of the protagonist. Like in Child's Play, the kid it's from the kid's perspective. And the fact that this movie is told from Gemma's perspective, I think we're on her side a little bit more than we would be. I think if it was written from Katie's perspective, Gemma would be like the villain of this movie even more so than M3GAN.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a little harsh. She is not.
Oh, I thought she was the villain for sure of this movie.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. It feels a little pointed, and it's kind of like, I think there's a way to do like, look, kids are being massively influenced by the internet and digital media, and it's so much screens and it's so much coming at them at all times. And I think there's a way to engage with that without making it like, parents are so lazy. Like, I feel like the perspective is kind of like judgy.
I mean, but it does play with, as a parent, it plays with.
I'm not a parent, so for me, it's like, yeah, great. You all are terrible.
It plays with a very real anxiety/temptation, which didn't exist when we were growing up, which is screens, iPads, phones, whatever. It is like an off button for your child. If they're like at a restaurant, or if they're like annoying you, you can just give them a screen, and it's like, that's raising them for now. Like, I don't have to do anything else for the next couple hours while they play with this thing. And that, I think, can be like a crutch or a real temptation that you fall into. And to see someone do this, take this to the next level, it is like, maybe it is just like playing on my own insecurities, but it's like, yeah, F her. She's a bad parent doing that.
Okay, yeah, I feel like that. Like, I was thinking parents would feel judged by the movie, but no, if parents are like, I'm better than that.
I'm better than her. I don't give my kid M3GAN.
So it's satisfying in that way, because you're not as bad as Allison Williams.
Yeah, get her, M3GAN.
Yeah,
get her.
Okay, all right, I get that. That makes sense.
That was my reaction. All right, keep going.
With a little bit to say about technology, a little bit to say about capitalism, and one very big thing they want to say about parenting. It's better to let the Terminator raise your kid than to even think about sending them to Florida.
Have you heard from Ryan's parents? Yeah, they called and offered to help, but they live in Florida. They're kind of weird.
Yeah, pause. That was also my very first reaction was like, where are the grandparents? Like,
it does. Yeah, she keeps saying, I don't want to send them. It's like, that actually makes a lot more sense.
Yeah,
if raised a kid.
I and my wife die, my kid is going with like my grandparents or her grandparents, and if they both die, even still, my brother is like,
Yeah, no, I actually was discussing my brother's wife is pregnant right now, and so thank you. So yeah, it's like we've had this same conversation. Like, there's no way I'm getting this kid.
Right,
ridiculous.
Yeah. Like we have friends with kids that she'd be fine with.
That's absolutely
childless
ridiculous.
Siblings who are like workaholic childless siblings. Pretty low.
And my parents aren't even like they're not even still together. It would be like my dad would get the kid before me. Like me, that's come on,
folks, come on.
If we said this, like everybody in the family, both sides would just make a face. They wouldn't even say anything. They'd just be like,
right?
It's
and
not
then
happening.
Second to that, okay, fine. She goes with the kooky aunt, but she's going to give her to the doll instead of hiring a nanny or daycare or anything. She's like, I'm going to keep the kid around me 24/7. I'm just not going to hire any help.
I feel like they made a storytelling decision early on that was this movie is going to include her creating M3GAN and then giving it to a kid to like beta test.
Yeah.
And I feel like you get out of a lot of the plot complication stuff if M3GAN already exists. Like, I feel like we should have been further along in M3GAN's development because it just kind of stretches credulity.
Or had her like her sister more, or had a closer relation. Like
something. It kind of stretches it a little bit that she creates M3GAN like overnight in reaction to this real time scenario that's happening in her family. It all is very like kind of.
And if you had made the grandparents off camera evil, they're coming back in M3GAN. You get to cast them as some cool people, and that's a missed opportunity.
Yeah. I mean, or some other explanation for why they're not in the picture. They can't do it. Something other than like, I don't know, they're in Florida.
They're far away. Yeah. All right, keep going.
Boring. Pokemon, Elon Brusk, Katie Ratio, Death Lab for Cutie, Shrieks and Geeks, Real Steel. Anyone remember Real Steel? And the Boss Baby.
And get me a kombucha!
I like that guy.
Shut up, Meg. So, Jim is definitely going to prison for life, right?
I think so. At the end, she's got to be the one responsible for M3GAN's killing rampage. She also has some quote about how she put listening devices in all the Furbies.
Yeah, it's a weird. We don't ever really get a scene with like legal where they're working out this beta test that Katie's doing. Like who does M3GAN? If M3GAN is the intellectual property of that company, and it's being kept in a private home with a kid playing with it 24/7, there's a huge liability issue. They'd have to insure that. Like
that's what this movie was.
We
missing.
don't have any information on that. So that
M3GAN could have killed the lawyers. There's a scene right there that everyone would cheer for.
I feel like that also would be some of the implications of like who's on the hook for this, who's liable for this. Like the company cleared it, or it's Allison Williams rogue. Because if Allison Williams was going rogue, then she's like a triple
I think that was
murderer.
the implication. Yeah. And she did. She's a triple murderer. I mean, just because.
M3GAN was a deadly weapon.
If I built a gun that just shoots, just never stops shooting,
but is it very
and then left the room, like I'm still a murderer.
Right. The gun was very sassy, Your Honor. It was so it kind of went on its own and did this because it was so sassy.
It was killing. It was serving and killing.
It was serving murder.
All right. What do we do now? Do we finish? Yeah. Let's watch some deleted scenes.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But hey, at least she only cost 10 grand. No, not interested? Why are you running away? Ah, dang it, M3GAN. See that, Gen Z? You have to work at being a psycho. Can't just Google death and coast by on vibes.
Gathering auxiliary internet data on death, the end of life.
Holy sh**.
Yeah, pause.
Story.
That's a thing that we didn't pull clips from, but that's never gone well is when you teach the robot by like showing it like video clips from the internet.
No, it always
different
gets the
things.
wrong idea or the right idea.
Yeah. Or in the case of The Fifth Element, you just have to stop before it gets to W, because
think
that's when
about it.
all the bad words are in W.
Think about it. We're teaching these robots about humanity from like what, YouTube, TikTok. That's not going
I
to go
guess,
well.
yeah.
That's not. We're not sending
mistake.
our best.
No, folks.
We're not. I mean, I guess there'd be some, but like so there are a few Mr. Beast videos in there, and the robot would learn altruism.
Let's not wade into that one. I'm not ready for that. Keep going.
Scrappy, Megan Sparkle, Short Circuit, Neopet, Small Wonder, Got Out,
Small Wonder.
Jim and the
Nobody
Horror
remembers
Glams. I'm an inventor.
If only she
I'm an
lifted a
inventor,
couch.
guys.
If
Karen,
only she lifted a couch.
Orphan, First Kills, My Robot, My Bloody, and Me. Shouldn't we maybe program it not to kill? Hashtag not all robots. Iron Mike Tyson. And the team at Wizards of the Coast after
one's
they
for Joe.
updated the OGL.
Want you all to remember this moment. The moment we kicked Hasbro right in the
And every corporate manager.
Get me a list of things I can say in a presentation that makes it sound like I know what I'm talking about.
Toy Story. Die Robot. Short Circuit 3. Hard Reboot. The Meg. Batteries not included. Pacific Northwest World.
We did so many of these.
You made
Avengers
us do that
Age of Have you
animation on
tried
each
turning
one
it
of
off
these.
and on?
Technically, yeah, they're toys. They're just collectibles, so you don't actually play with them.
Ooh, I haven't been personally called out by a movie like this since Judi Dench stared into my soul.
Yes. The old fourth wall Judi Dench.
Gotta love it.
Gotta
Judi
love it,
Dench.
yeah.
What did you say? Cats are not dogs.
Cats are not
I know.
dogs.
I know that. Judi Dench. I think everybody knows that.
Thank you for watching us and Judi Dench.
Thank you for watching Judi Dench specifically.
Yeah, every Tuesday live, but usually not, but sometimes from studio. Hopefully, I mean, Emma, what a great job, like making the studio
It looks
over
great.
and having it work. This is because like somebody paid us money to make something for a company, so that's all it took was for somebody to like clean up the studio and have it working again.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can be doing this like weekly now.
I'd love to come back
That'd be
every
great.
week and chat with you guys.
It's an honor and a privilege to leave the house once a week.
And only once a week.
That's what you get. We now have, and like and subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss. Don't miss.
Small
that.
Wonder. Do you guys remember?
You guys remember Small Wonder? That was
That
fun.
80s syndicated.
Yeah.
It was syndicated, right? I don't even think it was on a network.
What? Really? I
was
mean,
like
I
a
definitely
sitcom.
I watched it on
Right,
TV.
but I think it was one of those that played on like Channel 13 or
Yeah,
Channel 5,
5,
not
yeah.
like NBC on, it was like an inventor, and he created a Megan, like a
created a
girl,
Megan,
like
yeah.
a daughter robot, but they just like, it lived with the family, and they like lied to everybody and told them that it was like their real
daughter for some
child.
reason.
So yeah, for no clear reason. So like, they'd always have to be like, it was always like shenanigans. Like,
She's got to go undercover.
the neighbors are coming over and she's malfunctioning, and they're going to know she's a robot. Yeah.
5 seasons.
Well, so it went on forever.
You could do that back in the day. It was the.
They just found like a girl who could believably like talk monotone and like move around
am a
like that. They're
girl,
like,
I'm normal. Yeah.
Let's build an entire show around this.
Those people are so rich right now.
The creators of Small Wonder.
Good for them. So
Was
on
Lake
to your,
Bell as a girl. No,
on
I
to your
don't know.
questions. Adam Hulbert's got a whole Megverse pitch.
Wow.
Facing
Okay.
off against Megan in a versus movie. The Meg Shark, Key and Peele's Megan, or Meg from Family Guy.
Oh.
There's a Meghan Markle. I think that's the
I
one.
think Meghan Markle.
Yeah.
Well, are they working together? I feel like they're working together.
Well, it's one of the classic verses. Then they team up against.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, I feel like it's the entire royal family being wiped out by the two Megans.
By the two Megs, yeah.
I think that's the plot.
That's mine. Also, Adam asks, since the marketing was designed to turn this into a cult classic, I don't know if it's designed to, it's a happy accident, but is this the successful version of the Morbius marketing? I mean, this did cause like a social media frenzy.
I think, but this was Morbius. The thing that Sony didn't get was that it was always ironic with Morbius. It looked really bad. Everybody thinks Jared Leto's kind of a goofball, and so we were making fun of it.
Yeah.
I don't think people were making fun of Megan. I think they were genuinely entertained by it. I think it's funny, but on purpose.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know, that scene with Ronnie Chang where she's dancing in the hallway with the sword. Like, of course, who wouldn't want to see that movie?
James Bond says, Megan's just small wonder, right? Yes.
Yes.
Nailed it.
That's what we were saying, but all right.
Well, these are from earlier in the...
Small Wonder is even more like, it's kind of troubling because it's like, well, but what? Like this, Megan has a reason to exist. This like kid is lonely and needs a friend and like a toy, and there's a marketing capital. Why? Like,
I'm sure it was explained in one of the 700 episodes
it was
of
like,
Small Wonder.
but I'm sure whatever it was creepy as well. Like, they're
probably a orphan car crash situation.
Yeah, you're just like, you don't need to be raising a robot daughter.
It's probably like it was like the love-o-matic grandpa from The Simpsons. His daughter got ran over and goes into the Small Wonder.
His soul got lost along the way to heaven.
Luis Valenzuela, did you guys see James Gunn's DC announcement?
Yes.
No, I didn't. So break the news to me.
Oh boy. Okay. So we're gonna. It's a new Superman story, Rebirth, I think it's called, that he's writing. We're also gonna get like a grimdark, gritty Supergirl movie. Plus, they're doing this one is real. I made fun of this on Twitter, and then everybody yelled at me that it sounds awesome. So maybe I'm turned around. The Green Lantern show is being reimagined as like True Detective with Green Lanterns.
What?
I don't know.
Okay.
There's an animated show with a bunch of like obscure characters, the name of which I'm blanking on, that he is working on. There's also a Peacemaker spinoff that's going to center on Viola Davis's Amanda Waller, just called Waller. And those are the big ones that I recall.
Okay. Look, it's all in the execution.
Swamp Thing. We're also getting a new Swamp Thing.
Sure. I mean, the fact that like pretty much all the fertile soil has been mined as far as superhero titles and IP and content. Like another Superman, sure. Like it could be great, it could be terrible. Nothing about any of those characters, seeing them on screen, is exciting. Green Lantern, you had me until you said True Detective.
Right. I feel like, and I wrote like, that's a weird combo. And everybody was like, they're cops in space, buddy cops. And it's like, yeah, buddy
cops.
But that's not True Detective. True Detective is so serious and self-aware. And like, I don't know, like,
Hal Jordan, stop cheating on your wife.
Yeah, like leave a weapon in space. Yes, I mean Bad Boys in space. Sure, let's do it. But I thought that was kind of an odd pitch. There's one more I forgot. There's going to be
just the green like cigarette forming out of the ring.
I wrote like a whole thing like the Vince Vaughn, Colin Farrell kind of scenes in the bar, except they're just in space.
Taylor Kitsch jerking himself off with a big green hand.
What do you got? You got a magic ring. You put it on. You got willpower. Suddenly, you ain't got no willpower.
I don't think these people have seen True Detective.
A man gets a ring. He goes to space, and then is he really a man?
Duh, the Yellow King.
Yeah, that's who's been behind it. Sinestro was the Yellow King all along.
Abducting space children.
There's one more big one I forgot. There's a new Batman movie, not our path. So this is separate from the Reevesverse. That's going to be focused on his relationship with Damian Wayne. They're calling it the Brave and the Bold. So it's new Robin, new Batman. They're going to do a sort of a separate Brave and the Bold verse.
Look. All of those could be great. Hearing the names of the characters does nothing for me anymore, but seeing something and
I will say,
it could be really good.
I will say, I haven't read the Supergirl arc, I guess, that this is based on, but I think that's a really cool idea. Supergirl's one of those characters that we've, like, one time in the 80s got on the big screen, and, like, they should definitely be doing more with that kind of stuff.
Who's Superman? Who's our Superman?
We don't have announcements.
All right.
Not the only two people we know for sure, definitely they're absolutely done in this universe are Cavill and Affleck.
Yeah.
Everybody else is like up for grabs potentially.
Got it. All right. Matan Valinsky, what do you think about the To Leslie situation in the Oscars? The influence campaign.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I get that that's a movie that nobody like really saw or cares about, and everybody has like other nominees they would have rather seen get in. But like, I don't feel like how could that be against the rules? They just a bunch of people tweeted. What would you even make the rule to make that against the rules? Celebrities can't tweet when they like an
just ban campaigning.
Yeah, I mean, because like if you're saying like multi-million-dollar ad campaigns where we blanket the city with billboards and every trade is filled with ads and FYC everything, if that's okay, and like screenings at every guild or whatever, if all that's okay, how could like a few celebrities sending tweets be not okay?
I'm just shocked that it worked because like say what you will about the Academy, but the membership has grown. They've like times 10 the membership over the last few years. So you got to really pound the pavement to get
I mean,
to get someone nominated.
Like the visibility of that movie did because once this started, it was a lot of it was the initial reaction of like, what's happening? Like, why are all of these people suddenly tweeting this? And I think even that curiosity led it to go wider.
Yeah. Well,
did you read about how it happened?
Well, sort of. I know the beats.
It was like the director's wife is Mary McCormick, who acted in that movie Private Parts with Howard Stern, and I guess they're still friends.
Yeah.
So she went on Howard Stern and encouraged him to watch the movie, and he did, and then he started talking it up, and then that was how they got the ball rolling, and from there, she contacted Charlize Theron and hosted a screening for some other celebrities, and then they hired a PR firm, and it was just like step by step by step.
This is like that, hi, Howard, hi.
Yeah, like it's crazy. Like they called two friends, and it really like grew kind of in that organic way, and it's like,
Did you hear about Andre and Leslie? Yeah, it's
and I'm sensitive. Like people are like, well, but not every actor has that network. You know, they don't all have every other actor that they can get in touch with and be like, hey, Gwyneth, tweet about my movie.
Yeah.
But it's like, but it's not fair. Regardless, like it's not like it wouldn't be fair without Twitter.
The Oscars are silly. Make your own list.
They're not fair. Like every part of the process is not fair.
Yeah. All right, we'll end with this. He says top 3 movies. I'm just going to say top movie. Daisu Saikoro, top movie where there's a number or non-alphabetic letter in the title.
Whoa.
Any number.
So, I mean, we're talking like all sequels are on the table?
I guess
because
so,
they all have numbers in the title?
That's actually really hard if you include every sequel.
Right, because then it's like, well, Godfather Part 2 is like kind of right there. That's a pretty good one.
Lucky number 11. Oh, shit. That's so close. So close.
But like if you let's eliminate sequels, that makes it more interesting.
Yeah,
right?
It's got to be right off the bat. You got to have a
because then
number
my first place I go is like, well, 12 Monkeys.
12 Monkeys is great. I really enjoyed 10 Cloverfield Lane. That popped into my head.
I like that one.
But that's a sequel. Crap.
No, it is. That technically is a sequel.
7.
The number in there.
7.
It's
7.
Beautiful name for
it's
a
7,
girl.
folks.
7. Soda.
Took the name. All right, we'll be back next week. We will be covering a film.
It's a film.
It's definitely a big movie.
It's long.
It could take an eternity to watch.
Ooh. There you go.
And there's your clue for next week. We'll see you back here, maybe in studio, hopefully, on Oz Trailer Commentaries. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.